Hey everyone, Axziraa here. And while doom scrolling on Pinterest for some art inspo, I came across this super beautiful form of art. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's called hyperpop art. And from what I noticed, it's very bright colors, which is very out of my comfort zone. So I thought it would have been a cool idea to explore some different color palettes from my usual color palette. It was very eye-catching, so I was very intrigued into creating a form of hyperpop art. Again, very out of my comfort zone, so I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna be considered hyperpop, but I just wanted to try it out. And who shall be my test subject? Not other than Reze from Chainsawman. I've literally been wanting to draw her since the movie came out for so long. I just never really got to it, so I was like, you know what? Let me actually officially draw her. And please, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. So I decided to start searching for some reze art, specifically because I wanted to draw her and sketch her out on my sketchbook because I was feeling very sketchbooky that day, and I actually had made a goal to basically draw my sketchbook at least once every week because I haven't been drawing on my sketchbook. I haven't had time to draw my sketchbook, or I've just been really drawing digitally. And I used to be a very traditional art, so I've been lacking on my goal though. And after looking for some reze art, I decided to switch and start looking for inspiration on hyperpop art styles and just the art in general, so I could get a little inspiration or get the idea and feel of how these bright colors work, because that's not what I'm used to. Okay, so now I started sketching after scrolling on Pinterest, and I realized I've genuinely lost all my skills. It was honestly so frustrating. I had actually drew her, or I had a small little sketch before on the page next to it, but it turned out so bad. I just ripped out the page, and that's why you can see it there, and that's why you see me say help on the screen. Yeah, I'm so sad. Swear the digital process turns out to be a little smoother in terms of the sketching portion, but yeah, the sketch itself on the oh my god, sorry, I looked at my nails. I'm a nail biter. I'm sorry you had to look at that. Okay, but this sketch is not crazy bad, I think I'm overreacting a little bit. But the next one, I was like, holy heck, why does it look AI? You know that thing where you try to zoom in or double hit to remove what you just did? Yeah, I did that. And then I remembered, oh, this 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 is not digital, so I can't do that. So I would have to literally erase it all. Okay, I actually wouldn't erase it all because I was actually very lazy, but I should have because it was atrocious. But yeah, this just made me realized I need to genuinely start drawing on my sketchbook again and getting my skills back because I have lost it in the form of digital art. No hate to digital art, of course. I literally love it. I honestly was very trash at it when I started, but traditional art was literally my first love, and clearly I suck at it now. So it was very sad. Well, enough hating. After this, I decided to start sketching a plan on how I wanted, I guess, the pose for the digital art piece to look like. Yeah. You'll see that after I'm done with this. Okay, at this point I had finished and I was literally talking to you guys oh, these were my two processes, but I had forgotten that I literally was watching a stream in the background, so you could literally hear the stream in the background. So yeah, I have to now do voiceover, but basically I said that I hated those two and I liked both of them, but I think I'm gonna stick with the one at the bottom because I overall just like the sketch better. But either way, I decided to do both of them digitally to see to basically refine which one I was going to choose. Okay, so I basically finished it digitally, the sketch for both of them, and now that I'm looking at maybe this one's really better, but if I think about it, like the more I go through Pinterest and I start looking at all of them, I feel like I see more of this one than like something like this. So I think I'm gonna stick with what I originally was gonna do, which is this one, and we're gonna see how it goes. So yeah. Alright, so now I started redefining the sketch so it's a little more, readable and you can actually tell that it's Reze herself. I wanted to keep that little like smile that she has on her on top of the component of like the blood that drips down, because I originally was gonna do possibly like her sticking her tongue out when she bit Denji's tongue off. Can I say that? Oh, I don't know if I can say that. But yeah. And I wanted to keep her classic like little boom every time she like says it when she's like, I don't know. I thought when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Like I love how she says that. In case you couldn't tell, I love her. But now I'm like trying to figure out like the colors, and honestly this was like the most hardest part for me, because I really did not know like if it was gonna clash or like what colors to choose. And I still wanted the colors to respectively, like, respect her color palette. But eventually I came up with something, and, I ended up switching part of a few things around. But, we had, like, a foundation settled. And then, I started doing the rendering process. And I wanted to keep, obviously, the rendering component to make it look like my art style, if I even have an art style, but... because I feel like it always switches, like, every single time. But, like typical stuff that I usually do. The hair part was very hard because of the art that I was looking at. I had noticed that like the hair had like very like I guess different colors than the soul color, for Reze was like a bluish color, so I wanted to include the reds and the green. But it was very hard because I didn't want it to like stand out so much, I wanted to still be like readable. But yeah, in the end, honestly, I was very proud of how the hair turned out, so yeah. Anyways, if you've gotten this far, let me know who's your favorite chainsawman character. I haven't read the second part, like with Asa, I believe. The newer characters. But I have read the first part, and I would say my favorite characters, definitely Power. I literally love her. She's my favorite. And then I would probably say Angel Devil. There's actually a speed paint on him if you want to check that out. Okay, so when I was reading the manga, Reze didn't stick out to me. I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with me. But then when I watched the movie, I literally loved her, and I think she should have stayed with Denji. I mean, yeah, she was a little toxic. She wanted to fight him or whatever, but I thought it was so cute. And then Makima had to ruin everything like she always does. I don't want to spoil like for anyone else that hasn't like read the manga, but we hate Makima here. But anyways, let's go back to the art piece. I hate rendering clothes, so I was really trying to avoid that, so I started doing the background, and I wanted to do like a little like shadow of the bombdevil because that's who Reze is. Ooh, can we like sit and like just look at my hand rendering? Oh my god, that was chef kiss. Like obviously it's not like the godliest, like oh my god, best rendering in the world, but like for me, that was like I was being possessed and something just took over. I don't know. I just really liked it. Yeah, but now we started doing my favorite part, rendering clothes. Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I don't know what the heck I'm doing when I render clothes, and no, I won't be looking at art studies of clothing because I hate myself, and I'd rather just struggle. But yeah, overall, I was honestly very proud of myself for this art piece. I thought it was so cute. I thought for like my first time using like bright colors, I thought I did pretty good. So please praise me in the comments. Boost my ego. I'm kidding. Yeah, we're reaching the end. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed the art process. Let me know if you like this type of video, or if you prefer speed paints, more of those like draw with me in real time. But yeah, bye bye!